Well, today is National Indigenous Peoples Day, and it is a time to celebrate and recognize Indigenous culture, heritage, and history. My next guest says it took some time for her to be proud of her First Nations roots due to a lot of factors, but man, today she's got a lot of reasons to celebrate, and she is mentoring and inspiring others. Michelle Cameron is in studio, CEO of Dreamcatcher Promotions and a member of Peguis First Nation. Good morning.
Good morning, Marcy. Thank you for having me.
Your business success has been incredible. Like, it really has been. So for people that don't know your business, I mean, you have one of the largest Indigenous-owned promotional companies in Canada. You started in 2011. Tell me a little bit about starting and where you're at now.
Well, we started from a home-based business from home in our community that we lived. So I bought a used embroidery machine and I watched YouTube videos for about 2 or 3 months. And I thought, well, this could be a really cool business idea. So I took this machine, had a little room in my house, and I would embroider things and practice for about a couple months before I realized I thought I had a business. So I created what it is now, a staff of 66 from just me in my home. And I did it part-time at first, and then I eventually evolved to what it is today. But it was lots of hard work and a great team that supports me.
I've been out to your space it's in Headingley. It's like a warehouse space. Can you describe to people sort of the types of things that you sell through your company?
Sure. So anything with a company or corporate logo on it, we print jackets, T-shirts, promotional products, anything pen, logo, backpack, pretty much anything with a company or corporate logo on it.
You're a risk taker too, because you opened a second business during the pandemic. Tell us about that. It's in Polo Park.
Yeah, people thought I was crazy. I think I gained a lot of media attention just opening up a store during COVID, and but I believed in what we were creating, and I believed in the product that we had. So we opened up Indigenous Nations Apparel Company, which is also known as INAC. So we bought the acronym in 2020, 2 years after Indian Northern Affairs Canada dissolved it in 2018. So now we own the acronym INAC and created an apparel company out of it.
What does that mean to you, to own that? I can see when you said that, I could see something.
I'm super proud of that because for so many years, INAC was the governing body of our people, and it was perceived as something negative to us. So I'm a very positive person, and I believe in taking things back. So I wanted to own it, take it back, and create something positive out of it. And so now we've created a whole apparel line where people can come and purchase product with Indigenous artwork and showcase our culture every single day.
Speaking of pride and wanting to showcase culture, you put it right on your website. I want to get it right. Quote, you're passionate about Indigenous entrepreneurship and believe there should be an Indigenous business in every trade and industry. That's a quote that you've got right up and out there. Tell me a little bit about that, sort of still what you see as, people who might be not feeling like Indigenous peoples have a place in business success. We were talking a bit off air about it.
I think that's on my website for a reason, because I firmly believe in that. I believe there's so much opportunity for growth for our people. Growing up Indigenous, it wasn't something we were always proud of. And when I was 16 years old, and I always tell people this story because when I was 16 years old, I walked into an RBC bank and I seen a First Nation woman as a bank teller. And I'm like, that was a long time ago. It was 30 years ago. I was like, wow, we can be bank tellers. So I think about that today, and it was a light bulb moment for me. And I think, how can we change that? How can we shoot higher? How can we do more? How can we be more? So I always make sure that I keep that in the forefront of my thoughts all the time. Okay, how can I help? How can I change that mindset? So it took seeing that person to make change in my own mind, like I could be a professional. What that was, I didn't know at the time, but now I know it today. So I always use every opportunity to promote other people, like get into business, get into the trades, get into anything you want to do. I have so many friends in many areas, and I wish I seen that growing up. So now I want to be that change maker to showcase people what's possible when you believe in yourself and you believe in your dream.
And you're doing that. I mean, you're so busy. I don't even know if we have time to name all the groups, but tell me a little bit of sort of what else you're involved in beyond your business.
Sure.
Through that mentorship and that, to lead the way.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I own a few companies, but I believe in giving back to the communities. So I'm the chair of the Indigenous Chamber of Commerce. I'm on the Winnipeg Chamber of Commerce. I'm on the Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries Board. I'm on the Business Council Manitoba. I'm the Antine Residence for C Social Enclave Entrepreneurship Program. I'm on the PAC Committee for the Red River College Social Entrepreneurship Indigenous Business.
Business Council Manitoba. Yeah. When you think about those groups, which ones sort of resonate for you where you go, it's really important I'm on this one?
Yeah, the Business Council Manitoba.
Tell me why.
I'm the second First Nation company on the council. So I believe in being able to showcase a successful Indigenous business and advocate for more, and being able to provide insight in reconciliation and what that looks like in business.
We alluded in the introduction, Michelle, to the fact that obviously so many reasons to celebrate huge successes in your life and your work. But also when in the past, thinking about your identity and sort of where you would fit in, and you told that story about when you were 16. How did you firmly find and be able to celebrate your own identity as an Indigenous Manitoban? When do you think that shift happened for you?
That probably didn't happen until I was in my late 20s. I grew up in a community that I was the only Native kid, right? And so growing up, I didn't want to be Indigenous, and it wasn't cool at the time. So I was really ashamed of who I was, and it didn't kick in until I was later in my 20s when I started surrounding myself with my people and our community, and I started attending events, powwows, and different ceremonies, and I really adopted the culture. And I thought, okay, this is for the first time in my life that I felt this is where I belong. And now it's like, I look back and I'm like, why did I feel that way? Like, our people are so proud and we're so resilient and we're so strong. And now I want to be that more than ever, and I wish I could go back and talk to myself when I was younger and change my mindset and, tell myself to be proud of who I am.
What are you thinking about today? What does National Indigenous Peoples Day mean to you?
It's a day that's ours. It's a day we can celebrate who we are as people. It's a day we can celebrate our culture and share that with Indigenous people and non-Indigenous people. We didn't have a day many years ago, and today we do. So it's something to celebrate.
Grateful to have you in studio. Nice to see you. Thank you.
Nice seeing you.
That's Michelle Cameron, CEO of Dreamcatcher Promotions, and it is National Indigenous Peoples Day. What makes you proud? 788-3205. You're on CBC. I'm Marcy Markusa. This is 89.3 FM, 990 AM on the app or YouTube this morning. Well, sitting in studio across from Michelle is a Premier of Manitoba. Good morning.
Good morning.
Nawab Canoe is here for our regular monthly interview. You know what? It was supposed to be our last question in our interview, but Michelle's here. We're thinking about this. And so why don't I make it our first question, Premier? What for you